So much for the protest vote against Kamala. Just made it worse. This is such a stupid attitude to have, because one, there's no inclination that Kamala Harris there's the only thing that we knew about Kamala Harris was that she was literally doing the same exact thing that Joe Biden was doing, even if it actually harmed her electoral chances. Okay, that's number one. And number two, I maintain the position that Donald Trump was going to be worse than Kamala Harris. You're coming to someone who literally openly recognized that this was going to happen. I warned of this happening. And at the time, Kamala Harris, or at least any liberal that wanted to win, could have been like, yeah, we're going to actually put an end to this. We're going to put a stop to what Joe Biden is doing. And they chose not to. Okay. So saying that, like, oh, so much for the protest vote, especially when Kamala Harris lost by wider margins than the people that voted for someone else, is just idiotic. I don't know why liberals often repeat this false notion. It just doesn't make any sense. Kamala Harris lost by wider margins than the protest voters that voted for Jill Stein. Even if you were to combine all of the protest voters, okay, even if it is combined, exactly, appreciate Hasan on how shit it is to mock the Gaza voters. Those voters made a rational decision based on what Biden and Harris did, especially if they assumed she was going to lose already, which she was going to do. I can't believe H. Bizzle is saying this. I don't know if you're saying this sarcastically or not. Oh my God. We got the UAW, we got the DNC's very own H. Bizzle even chirping right now. That's crazy. It's true, by the way. I mean, you're 100% correct, H. Bizzle. This is it. Kamala Harris looked at the electoral map, okay? She looked at the electoral map, recognizing the dangers of a Trump administration, and was woefully incompetent in addressing any of the needs that the American public wanted. So no, especially considering that she lost by wider margins than even the protest votes combined, this is an insane statement to advance, regardless of the hypothetical reality where Kamala Harris would not be as bad as Donald Trump, which we have no proof for. And even then, I still maintain that position throughout the entire process. I told you that Donald Trump was going to do exactly this over and over and over and over again. Okay? Liberals just go with whatever narrative makes them feel morally superior. I mean, yeah, it's just like, what is insane to me, what is completely and utterly insane to me about all of this is that liberals just choose not to learn any lessons from their failures at all and just want to go back to business as usual politics. Now, they and the party can get away with doing that, but you as a voter shouldn't be doing propaganda for an incompetent party when their incompetence has led to Donald Trump's victory. Okay? You are a voter. You're not a Democratic Party consultant. So why are you running defense for their ineptitude? Why are you rewarding them for their ineptitude? It doesn't make sense. This is the second time that the liberals have lost to Donald Trump. Hi, my name is Julia Iaffe. I did not care that Biden facilitated genocide in Gaza, but now that Trump is in office, I suddenly want to act like I care about ethnic cleansing in Gaza. I'm doing it solely to score political points because I'm a proud partisan genocidal ghoul. Yeah. I hope everyone's happy now that they got Genocide Joe out of office. Yeah, they went from Genocide Joe to Genocide Trump. What are we talking about? And it wasn't even just about Gaza. Gaza was a key component of the electoral defeat. Okay? For Kamala Harris, especially in Michigan, sending Richie Torres, sending Bill Clinton out there, doing all this was obviously a unimaginably stupid decision. And I know that it was an unimaginably stupid decision because I was there while it was happening, and I kept going, why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? One thing that I must remind people, okay, is that even beyond Gaza, the Kamala Harris campaign was so unimaginably inept, so unqualified to meet the needs of the American public that they lost. The reason why they lost by incredibly wide margins that you couldn't even make up for the protest votes, if all of them combined, the reason why Kamala Harris lost to the couch, and the reason why Kamala Harris lost to people who were just more enthusiastic about voting for Donald Trump, was because they did not address the needs, okay? Gaza was a big factor in this, But Gaza, technically, in terms of the Democratic Party's woeful incompetence and their inability to see the electoral map for what it actually was, is a mere demonstration of their attitude across a broad spectrum of issues. This problem is at the heart of the Democratic Party, okay? It's not just Gaza directly, even though Gaza directly played a formative role in this, but it's more so the attitude that they demonstrated in Gaza in not dealing with these problems that we were causing, that our administration was responsible for. It actually can translate, that blindness can actually translate to every other issue, whether it be protection for marginalized people, whether it be healthcare, whether it be labor protections, okay? Or even defending some of the good things that the administration had done, defending its own successes. Every part of this process was fundamentally busted, and the proof is in the results. The proof is in the results of this election. It's that simple. You understand what I'm saying? It's not just Gaza. Although Gaza played a major role in this, it's not just Gaza. It's actually a larger spiritual problem within the heart of the Democratic Party. Their inability or outright disinterest in addressing the needs of the broader population. You had hundreds of thousands of people from different walks of life, but especially young people, pour out into the streets on college campuses. And what did the administration do? They said, we're going to combat anti-Semitism. What did they do in the process of combating anti-Semitism? Arrest 3,100 college students. 3,100 college students were arrested. A higher number of arrests than at January 6th. Okay? Think about that. Think about how insane that is. They sent Richie Torres to Michigan. They sent Bill Clinton to Michigan to talk about Judea and Samaria. It was insane. Trump, on the other hand, being a better politician overall, was a better liar. He went to Dearborn. He ate some Palestinian food. You know what I mean? And was like, oh, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it. That's it. That's all it took. The very fact that the Democrats lost on this issue, the very fact that the Democrats lost on this issue to the Muslim ban guy is insane. Okay? Think about that. How is that possible? It's like the TikTok situation all over again. Donald Trump says he wants to ban TikTok when he's in office. Can't do it. The Democrats now own the ban of TikTok. And then Donald Trump is now seen as the savior of TikTok. How do you so hard? I don't think you can throw this hard if you tried to deliberately throw. I feel like they're carefully designing the American political duopoly in a way where they are like purposely coming across as the most incompetent party imaginable. And a big part of that is also the Democrats' inability to understand that they're supposed to earn your votes. So now, in an effort to do propaganda for that principle that, oh, well, you fucked up, you should have voted for us, this is what they're going to do. They're going to say, oh, I hope you're happy with your protest vote that we didn't even want. We openly said we did not want your vote, and people didn't vote for us, even though the margins were literally larger than the protest votes. Okay, we're still going to act like the protest votes would have mattered, and we're simply going to refuse to address the issues at hand here and keep giving the country away to charlatans who want to pick it apart for scraps and sell it off to private enterprise. I have friends mocking the Gaza voters today, and I'm like, why are you mocking people making a rational decision, especially when his party lost a 32-count convicted felon and doesn't win elections outside the national swing? Nothing these fools scolding the Gaza voters are even doing is impacting the elections. And the fact that this party has parts of its base choosing nihilism over voting for it in the face of fascism shows us that nothing the party is doing is having a positive impact on anyone's lives. We had around 50% of the electorate choose a felon, telling people he would do the fascism. So where does this party get off on mocking anyone? Pack of losers. The other thing that is nuts on it is polling showed that most American Jews believe that what Israel was doing in Gaza was fundamentally wrong. So this kowtowing donors in Gaza is nuts. Once again, out of touch, rich steering American politics completely off the rails. Yeah, there were so many different polls conducted on this. Okay, there were so many different polls conducted on the Gaza issue, and the broad reception, okay, of the American voter base. You had 74% of Republicans, or 60% of Republicans, sorry, saying that they want a ceasefire in Gaza. They want to make Israel stop. Think about that. Much larger numbers of independents and almost damn near the entirety of the voter base for the Democratic Party. Okay? This wasn't a secret. This was never a secret. So if you're sitting around saying like, oh, dude, here, you get what you deserve or whatever, then you're basically admitting that you had no care or consideration for the humanity of these people, and you actually kind of like that Donald Trump is doing this violence, because this kind of violence in your mind is punishing your neighbors who made the wrong choice, because all you care about is party. Okay? Party over anything else. Partisanship over anything else, especially ironic considering that if you're not a part of the party structure, then this party doesn't even care about you.